it's on file. I'm on FBI file. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
It's
see,
public information. You know what I'm
listen.
saying? It's public information. So we was robbing the bank, right? And I'm not gonna tell the whole story, but
Right. Yeah,
I'm not gonna tell the whole story.
brief
Yeah,
details,
yeah.
not the yeah.
But um, when we're coming out of the bank, we're in the bank. I'm in the back seat of the car, busting the money, the bands on the money to make sure it ain't no die packs in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Got
saying?
some little poof
Yeah,
looky
yeah.
whams.
Then it's gonna fuck all the money up. Then you're gonna be blue or green or yellow, whatever the color it
I
is.
heard you could still take that shit to like Mexico or something. Is that true?
I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't try. And
I don't
then
know. I just heard that. I don't know if it's
but
true or
then what are
not.
you gonna do when it happens? And you got
It's
blue
true.
paint all over
Right.
you and shit.
Yeah, I don't
And
know. I just heard
you
somebody
just
say that
left
shit.
a bank robbing it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the least of
Yeah.
your problems where you could take the money. You
Is
know?
it just the paint or is it the smoke? Because they got the ones with the like like
No,
the
it's paint. It explodes.
okay, yeah, they got ones now with like the smoke, like the red smoke and blue smoke and all that when it
I
go
don't
off.
know. Yeah, I don't.
So if you in a car or something, nigga,
Yeah.
it's just leaving a
Yeah, but you
trail
could get out of a
everywhere you
car and
going.
run. That paint is finna splatter on you.
Yeah,
Well, cause
yeah, it's die.
it's climate control. That's why it don't go off in the bank. So when the temperature on it change,
Oh,
it explodes, and it's
oh.
timing.
I
Cause
thought it was electronic. I thought they press a button or some
nah,
shit.
nah, it's climate control, and then it explodes because you don't want it. They don't want it to blow up in the bank,
Right,
and niggas start shooting in there.
right.
But
Okay, so
anyway,
yeah, I was listening.
so we're coming out the bank. I'm in the back seat. I'm busting the money down, making sure ain't no die pack in there. And the homie Lil Boo, shout out Lil Boo from Skyline Pyru. Um, he say, "Blood, the police." And I look up, and it's a police in a parking lot. He's just driving through though.
Oh, he ain't even on
No,
shit.
he's at the stop sign, and he's coming through, cutting through the parking lot,
Just like a movie.
going to Balboa. He's going to Balboa. We in Claremont.
Nigga didn't breathe for like
So
3 seconds, huh?
So
Nigga?
we like, okay, don't trip. So we just go and drive. Now we driving toward him. So while we're driving towards him, we hear a horn honking. It's a lady in a minivan that's driving. She's honking a horn, pointing out the window. They just robbed the bank. They just
Oh,
robbed the bank.
wow.
See, well, what happened was is she was in the drive-through teller. You remember back in the days, they had drive-through tellers where you could come up and just drop your shit in the
That little
thing.
tube
Yeah,
thing?
the tube thing, and it go
Yeah.
through the
They don't got
window.
that no more?
I haven't seen them.
I think they got that
I
still at a
think
couple
they,
banks.
yeah, a couple.
Couple,
Yeah,
yeah, but
maybe in
yeah.
Southeast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they
think like two banks, I think, maybe.
but so the whole side of the bank was a window. So she was at the thing doing a transaction in the bank, and she seen us in there masked up. And just coincidentally, when we was coming out, the police was coming through, and she was driving.
And it was, you said y'all was 3D
Yeah, it
for
was 3D.
3D. And so the Babylon just, so what?
So from
Nigga
there,
just
we
gave,
take
just
off. Now we smoke him. We smoke
took
him.
him on the dash.
Yeah, no, but by the time he turned around, we was already gone. But so now we're going from Balboa going toward Claremont Mesa Boulevard. And we doing probably about 90. But before we get to Claremont Mesa Boulevard, it's about 6 Babylon cars that's coming the other way to where we was.
Uh-huh. Like passing y'all,
Yeah,
going the opposite
they're
way.
passing us.
Yeah.
So when they bust a left and pass us, we like boo, we boo. Soon as they bust a left and pass
They
us,
turn the fuck around. They turn
they
the
bust a
fuck
Yui.
around.
They bust a Yui.
Yeah.
So we have a high speed chase. Now you got to remember, back in them days, we was young and we was active.
Mm-hmm.
So if we'll bust out of Brossy, we'll bust at the Babbies.
Mm-hmm.
So we in a high speed chase with them, and now they on both sides. They behind us and they're coming in front of us. So we on the wrong side of the street, like we in a real high speed chase with the police. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they try to cut us off. Somebody allegedly hung out the window with a 30-30 and got off on the Babby. right?
Mm-hmm.
So the baby crashes into the wall. We keep going. Now, if it's a car coming at you, I'm gonna ask you specifically. If it's a car coming at you at 90 miles an hour with 6 police cars behind them, what would you do?
Get the fuck out the way.
You'd get out the way, right?
Hell yeah.
So
I'm out of here.
it's an old lady in a 73 Nova that's coming. Now we on the wrong side of the street, so we in her lane. But she for sure can see us coming. Well, I ain't gonna say she could see us coming
You said she was how
'cause she
old?
was old. She was old.
Okay.
She was old. She was in her 70s probably.
Okay.
Well, I ain't gonna say she seen me, but we seen her
Uh-huh.
coming. So we thinking she gonna move over. She don't. So we hit the brake. When we hit the brakes lock up and we go into a slide. She smack into us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She smack into us. When she smack into us, it knocked me out.
Damn.
Yeah, we was probably doing 90.
Oh yeah, I was flying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
God
what I'm saying?
damn.
And I'm in the back seat
With no belt, no seatbelt on. You know niggas don't got a
And
seatbelt on because you
earthy.
ready to bounce out at any time. What the fuck we need a seatbelt? I'm ready to hop out this motherfucker.
on the B.
Nigga,
So
what?
So I get knocked unconscious. When I wake up, it's a police standing in the window, the passenger window, right? Now my ears is ringing and shit, so I can't hear. But I could read his lips. He
Did the
said,
car like flip or just
no.
just spins?
Well, what it is, it's spent and then she smacked into us. She was in a Nova though. Like
yeah.
a 73 Nova.
Yeah,
That's all metal.
Yeah. Yeah, that bad boy.
Yeah. So, but the impact was so hard that it cracked her chest plate and bruised her heart.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? That's how hard the impact was. But it knocked me out. I couldn't hear because my ears was ringing, but I could read the police lips. And he said, if you move, I will kill you. Right? So now he opened the door. He can't get the door open because of the crash. So they got to open the other door. So he want me to come out feet first. So it's another police on that side. But when he opened the door, like I said, I was knocked out. I didn't realize it. But when he opened the door, I still had the strap in my hand. You know what I'm saying? I still had the strap in my hand. So when I tell you, when that nigga cocked that 12 gauge,
You heard that?
that all my hearing,
You heard that, didn't
all
you?
my hearing came back. As soon as I heard that shit go clack, clack,
And
and then I
heavy
looked
as
and I seen that I still had the strap in my hand. So I dropped the strap. They pull us out the car, homie. I think the only reason why they didn't fuck us up or really, really do something to us is because Madison had just got out of school. So it was probably about 40 or 50 kids that was standing on the corner when it happened. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the only reason why. Cause they for sure wanted to do something to us. Cause they was like, you got the
What? And there was allegedly someone who busted on him?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know
Yeah.
they trying to get they get back.
Yeah,
What?
right then too.
Nigga, what? Had perfect opportunity too? Yeah, yeah.
So that ended my bank robbery career. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, because you made it out with your life. You could have lost your life on multiple occasions. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was the car crash or the police.
The police.
You know what I'm saying?
The 5 riots I was in the penitentiary.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Or that the sentence could have turned to something would have happened to that lady. She would have died or something.
Yeah.
That could have turned to a life sentence or something. Who knows?
Listen, bro. I took a deal for 13 years. That was a deal. If I would have tried to fight that shit,
right?
Like I would have got 40. If you would have did what we did today,
nigga,
you would have got life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, because the gun carried 10 years. The gun we had carried 10 years. That same gun carried 20 now.
Because they got the law now. You can't
you
can't have a certain amount of rounds.
Then we had a carjacking. We had a carjacking. That was before the carjacking law.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you definitely for sure doing a 40 piece.
Yeah,
for sure.
at least a 40.
At least.
and off 40 in the feds, you got to do about 7, 40, 21,
Oh
28,
yeah, and you going to the
35,
feds. Oh
35.
yeah. Oh yeah.
40 in the feds, you got to do about 34 years. Off 40, you got to do 7
Nigga,
years
I thought you
to get
had
a year
I
off.
thought you had to do 38 of them
Yeah,
motherfuckers.
you get 54 days a year.
Okay, so they gave you you said a 12 piece?
13.
13. And do you feel like that changed the trajectory of your life, that situation,
Oh,
or was you
definitely. Definitely. Prison changed my life because um
that was your first time going to prison?
yeah, I was 20.
Mm-hmm.
I was 20. So I was 20 I was 19 when I went to prison. I was 32 when I came home.
Yeah.
So I grew up in the penitentiary.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it affected me greatly for several reasons. One, um, I became a man in prison, and if I wouldn't have got caught then, who knows what would have happened? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of homies that ain't here today. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of homies that ain't here today from my era. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That was out doing what I would have been doing with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So did prison, I don't want to say save me, but it changed my direction as far as because it was a point in my life, homie, when it was Lincoln or nothing.
Wait, how much money uh how much bread was that did y'all hit the bank for?
The one we got busted on?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Um
I don't know about that. I don't know nothing about nothing else.
no, we had to
Yeah,
we pled out to all of them just to clear the books. That was part of the deal.
Oh yeah, there's a couple of them on the
Yeah,
Wooty
yeah,
Wham.
yeah. We even played out to something that we didn't do.
Wow, West
Yeah,
boy, listen,
yeah.
it's a different time. Look, niggas was
Hey man.
wicked out here,
Well,
man.
because at that time, I didn't want to
Sheesh.
sell dope back then. I didn't want to sell dope, and I wanted to be a rapper, and I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted my own label then.
Say you wasn't fucking with the dope?
No,
Why?
because
Why not?
the big homies that just got indicted,
Okay.
Yard and them had just got indicted. They had all just got life sentences. Yard had I think 16 in the feds and life plus 20 in the state.
Mm-hmm.
So when that happened, I said for sure
Right.
I ain't selling dope no more. Like I
Mm-hmm.
rob a dope boy and then wholesale the product to the homie or some
Right.
shit
But
like
all that
that. But
nickel and
no,
diamond
I ain't
in the
setting up
corner.
no
Yeah.
rock shop. I ain't
Yeah.
giving the
Yeah.
homies no double ups.
Yeah.
I ain't doing none of that.
Yeah. Fuck all that.
So that's how I started. I started licking niggas. You know what I'm saying? Uh robbing weed houses and hotels and shit like that. And then one day the homie walked in and said, well, not the homie walked in. We was smoking some water. And the homie started talking about him cashing his check at his bank. And he was like, man, we could rob that motherfucker. And I was like, yeah, we could. Like we
Hold on,
could.
wait. Y'all had a real set it off moment. It was his
Yeah.
bay. He worked at? You said he worked
No,
there?
no, he used
Oh,
to cash his check there.
okay, okay, okay.
But here go the thing. Um my my relative, my big rally Bobang, shout out to Nick Bobang. He was a security guard for Pinkerton that worked at a bank. So he had already told us that the security's job is to observe and report. Like they're not even supposed to stop you.
Mm-hmm. Observe and report. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
they're not supposed to stop you. And so the homie was like, "No, I'm just bullshitting." I said, "What are you talking about? Like we could really rob a bank because if the security guard ain't gonna stop us, we robbing D boys with guns and running in dope houses with niggas that's gonna bust back for sure."
What do you feel like the difference of robbing a bank back then and robbing a bank now is? Cameras and shit?
Cameras.
Cameras?
Yeah, cameras and guidelines now are different.
Yeah, now they just got different. They
Well, they
just
could
more
give you more.
equipped.
They gonna give you more time now
On the beat.
for robbing the bank, and not necessarily robbing the bank. They've made it
So wait.
the
So wait, you didn't so how much was it that time?
83,000.
Damn.
Yeah,
God damn.
Yeah, 83,000.
Shit.
Gas was 99 cents a gallon then too.
Listen. This nigga, he making shit too sweet right now. Hold on, wait. I get it. But yo, and then we have to speak about like, right. That's why you just brought up the fact of how much gas. So we're talking about the value of the dollar back then.
Yo, you could have bought a house for
then,
$83,000 back then. You could have got a house in a set for
Right.
83,000. I mean,
I feel like
not bought it, but
yeah.
If you walked in there with 83, you could get it.
Okay. All right. So now I guess what I'm kind of getting around to is this. All right. So 83,000, 13 years.
No. You don't even got to ask the rest of the question. And it ain't even 83. The actual number is probably 390. And I still wouldn't do it, because just think about it. I did 13 years. At 13 years, if I worked 40 hours a week at McDonald's, I'd have made 300,000.
For how many years?
13 years.
13 years. I'm not a mathematician, but I'm sure you got to figure it out.
Well, at 25,000 a year.
Okay, there we go.
That's 250.
Yeah, speak annually to me. There we go. Let me sum it up. Our niggas trying to break down the weekly paycheck. I was like, wait a minute.
No,
annually.
At 25,000 a year for 13 years, that's.
But wait, back then though, that was the salary for McDonald's was 20. It wasn't no 23,000.
25,000 a year is like 800 a month or something. Or 1,200 a month or something like that.
Okay, I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't got no business trying to do math.
But I'm a number dude. But no, it wasn't worth it just because of the potential that I lost. Well, because one thing prison taught me, because there's a lot of rich niggas in prison. I was in the feds. Mostly everybody is in the feds for getting money.
Real shit.
Like, not just us.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Bank robbers, drug dealers.
A lot of blue collar. Yeah.
Extortionists, bank frauds, wire transfers, 401k scammers, Enron, all
life
of that
insurance.
Shit. Yeah, all of that shit. Big money though.
Real estate.
Big money. Big money.
Yeah.
Like embezzle.
M's.
And no. 20 billion. 20 billion and get 6 years.